How's it going, guys? Derek Wilcox here for Team Power Rack Strength. Also sporting those Inzer powerlifting equipment across the board. Best stuff you can get in the world. And this is the week of training for the 21st of May. I had just thrown in Highland Games in Maryville, Tennessee the previous weekend, and in order to try and allow my legs and back to heal up, I decided to start with my heavy upper body day first. Now, I was intending to throw the following weekend as well, but that ended up not happening. We'll get into that later. This is my second week of tens, doing bench press and overhead press, squats, etc. All the basic stuff that allows everyone to win that hypertrophy. And I'm pressing 245 pounds here. It's actually a relatively easy lift for me. My shoulders started to get tired at the end, which I was a little bit surprised at, but then again, nothing ever surprises me about my shoulders as far as how bad they can be. Military press went well after this. Had a little bit of pain in my left shoulder, and regular bench press gives me pain in my right shoulder, so I had to get all that evened out to make sure that the suck was distributed evenly across my shoulders. These are starting to feel pretty good in general, though. I can definitely tell I haven't overhead pressed in a long time because of how tight my lats and pec minors and shoulders are in general. Now, this was the next day, I think it was on Wednesday. I am squatting a little bit over 400 pounds here for my second week of tens. Trying to take it easy on the velocity a little bit, make sure my back stays healthy. And on this first set, I was really just feeling everything out, trying to hit my good positions, realizing that I got completely out of breath from 5 reps, per usual. And everything else really felt pretty good. It was light enough to where I just trained by myself on this day and didn't have to worry about a whole lot. For all of my training for this week, I was actually listening to Chris Cornell and Soundgarden and a little bit of Audio Slave too. His passing a few weeks ago hit me pretty hard because I actually, when I play music, a lot of the things that I come up with kind of reflect back on him a fair amount. I feel like we had similar developmental ideas as far as how songs went together and the sounds that you would want to make. And I'm sure I was just really influenced by him back in the 90s especially. If you ever see the musical instruments in the background, at least in the last 2 weeks, that's about all I've been playing while I was training. Here we are with some stiff leg and or Romanian deadlifts, just working on keeping my torso position completely rigid, not allowing any back flexion, just trying to stay in extension the whole time, working on the flexibility of the hamstrings, and just getting everything stronger in my posterior chain in general. These, for extra volume, should definitely be helping add muscle and improve flexibility as well. Now, these are some of the hurdle mobility drills that we do with our golfers and sled athletes at school over the summer. And in my opinion, you can't be a good strength coach if you don't practice what you're coaching. So I did that, as well as actually ran a lap around the dome on top of doing the sled pushes afterward as well. Now, this is what is called an XPO sled or a trainer. It is from Armored Fitness Equipment. It's a really interesting piece of equipment because instead of just adding weight to this, and as you can see in this video, I'm actually trying to go downhill on a ramp at school, and it won't go because the resistance is from an electric motor that is wired backwards. So you're actually generating energy and that motor is soaking it up. And the faster that you turn that wheel on the front, there you can see the electric motor, the faster you turn that wheel, the more resistance it gives. So it absolutely kills all the momentum that you have. Now, I'll be honest, I thought that I looked like the world's most incredible athlete in this video. And reviewing it, I'm kind of depressed about it. But since I never do these things, I guess I can't expect too much. I guess I was looking to see the 155-pound version of me from high school that could actually run. But as you can see, once again, I'm just trying to get the sled to go downhill without me having to push it like a skateboard. And if it gives this much resistance going downhill with me having to push it downhill, just imagine what it feels like going uphill. It was absolutely horrible. calves were burning, my everything was burning. Actually, I can't. It would be a shorter list to name the things that weren't hurting while I was doing this, even though it looks really simple on the video. All I have on there is a 45-pound plate, and that's so when I push the bars at the top, that the sled doesn't tip over, because that front wheel is slowing down while the ones in the back are free rolling. Now on this one, since we were working with sled athletes, the idea crossed my mind to see what it was like to push downhill, because they're actually pushing their sled downhill on their starts before they get in the sled and drive. So I pushed downhill. And it was actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I've got 90 extra pounds on this sled, and it still sucked to push downhill. So if you guys ever have a strongman training, or you happen to be a sled athlete, this would definitely be something to look into. It's at armoredfitness.com. And I will see you guys next week. Take care, and hopefully we'll be setting some PR soon.